Hi guys, Allison here. Happy Fuse Glass Friday. This week what I'm going to be working on is, the idea came from this project. So I had made this little quilt a few videos back and I loved this fabric so much. This like white color with the little bits sort of scattered in there. I like that so much that I used the excess and then also made some more to create some bracelets. So let me bring this in. I really like how organic that looks. I think it turned out really pretty. So I wanted to make some more different sheets of this pattern that I can then use in some more jewelry projects and maybe other projects as well. So I have just some random larger scrap pieces, you know, sitting around always waiting for something to do. So these are going to become my backdrop for these different sort of patterns that I'm going to be making. I'm going to try a few different techniques and colors and stuff, and then we'll see what we can turn them into afterwards. Alright, so first what we're going to be working on is this translucent pale gray piece. I'm going to first start with some opaque white frit powder, and I'm just going to kind of basically cover this whole thing. I'm not looking for it to be, you know, like a totally even white surface, because then just start with white glass, right? So I'm not going to be terribly concerned about like covering this with a totally thick opaque layer. I just want to give the background more variety than just the gray. So typically with frit, a powdered frit, you have to use quite a thick layer to, you know, see it. I'm going to do like a variety of different thicknesses because I want there to be variety in the look that I'm getting. I don't think I'm going to leave any gray exposed necessarily, but I'm definitely going to like really build it up in some parts and leave others less covered. Okay, then I'm going to also go in with some turquoise green opaque powder as well. And this one I'm going to have a much lighter hand. I'm not going to use nearly as much. Also not in every area. And then I think I want to add some translucent frit as well, so I'm going to go choose a color. I'll be right back. Alright, so I also actually have two colors. These are both in fine, so slightly larger size than the powder, just to give it some variety. I have pale purple and light purple. Light purple is actually a pretty dark purple. And I'm just gonna, again, sprinkle this on. The pale purple is pale. It's pretty subtle. So I'm going to use maybe more of this than the light purple. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with some confetti. So this is a multi-mix of confetti in, I guess, the color combination Miami. This I got from gofusing.com. I really enjoy their confetti mixes. Okay, so next up I'm gonna do this orange strip. I'm gonna do the powder technique first again, just to sort of tone down this orange. And I'm gonna use terracotta opal this time. Okay, so now I'm gonna add, this is powder enamel in a metallic bronze color. Typically when I've used enamels, I mix it with a medium and then sort of use it more as like paint. But I think I'm just gonna leave this in powder form and just kind of, I don't really want to put it through this frit sifter because this is a bit different of a consistency and I'm worried that it'll, no, yeah, I'm just gonna try it. All right, let's do that. I was gonna say I was worried that it was going to like clog it up, but I actually think that these are meant for enamel powder. So probably shouldn't do that. So let's see. So it is falling through the basket. It doesn't seem to be going through as easily as the frit does. I wonder if it just seems like a little bit chunky. So I don't know, we'll see. Okay, that seems to do the trick more. Instead of rubbing back and forth, give it a good tap, and it's definitely more is coming out. And then also what I'm gonna try in this one is adding some mica powder as well. Let me see if I can, this is so small, I don't know if it'll pick up on camera. This is Pearl X Antique Gold mica powder. I'm gonna go get the smaller sifter. Little baby one. They have a smaller scoop too. Call that good. And then of course I'm going to add some confetti because I'm obsessed with this shape. I'm going to be using the reactive aventurine gold. This says right here, it says best cap with clear. I don't think I'm going to do that. Maybe in some areas, we'll see. I really need to get some clear powder for it. I keep meaning to, and then I just keep forgetting. I think if I had clear powder, I would be more inclined to, you know, add some on top of this, but all I have is like clear scrap glass, you know, like this, and I don't really want to add like chunks on top. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do just a couple just to see. Okay, I think I'm going to call that good again. Hairspray. All right, now I'm gonna work on this opaque blue here, and I'm going to use vanilla cream opal. So I think that these colors will react with each other. The vanilla cream should have sulfur in it, and then the alpine should have copper in it. So there should be a reaction between these two. I'm really not sure how this is going to look, especially since it's powder, but that's what this is all about, is experimenting. So, get some of this here. I'm going to do a different technique with this one, where instead of covering the whole surface, I'm going to do like sort of stripes. Actually, ooh, that was not a good idea. I think there is still some of the other powder or something in there. So we have a little bit of cross-contamination. That was not such a smart idea. Oh well. And then of course confetti again. This time I'm going to be using Lavender Rose Striker. I just got this the other day, so I haven't actually fired it yet. I do not know what color it strikes to. Hopefully some sort of purple pinky color like it looks now. I've got to get some of these great small pieces out here. Look at how cool that is, how it's like pink to purple. Love that. And I think I might just add, again, a little bit more of the larger size frit. So I'm going to go choose a color. All right, I'm going to use Orchid Opal in Fine. This is like a pink purple opaque. Okay, next up I'm gonna use black, and I think I'd like to incorporate this red reactive. Trying for all the reactions here in this video apparently. So this should react with copper bearing glass, which is like usually like blues and greens. Although I have this green, maybe I should do green instead. Yeah, I'm gonna use this dark green instead. I'll just see if that works. I feel like I've tried this before in the past and it hasn't reacted with this color, but we're gonna try it again, and now I'll have it on video of whether it works or not. And then maybe I'll remember for next time. Just gonna pick out the bigger chunks here. So now I'm going to go in with some powdered frit again. This is the Sky Blue Transparent. So this shouldn't show up on top of the black, but I'm hoping it'll cause a reaction on top of that red reactive. So I'm going to put this in some areas and then not in other areas so that we can see the difference. I'm going to go back in with that Miami mix, some of the confetti, to add a little bit more interest. I'm gonna try to get one of the pieces that's more on the blue-green side than the pink. Alright guys, so I have a little bit of room left on my kiln shelf, so I think these are going to be the last two. This is the same color, it's translucent bronze. So I'm just going to finish these up and then I can get this fired. I do apologize if the lighting's a little weird today. As I'm filming this, Canada is currently on fire and all the smoke is now affecting us here in the US, and New Jersey is really smoky at the moment, so the lighting outside is very, very strange. Alright, so what I'm going to go in with first is another powder for it. I'm going to use almond this time. So it's an opaque, like off-white, sort of like a yellow, creamy color. I'm going to be a little bit more haphazard with this. And then I'm going to add, I have sea green, which is a translucent green, and this is the larger fine size. And I think I'm gonna just spoon it on here. Alright, next up I'm gonna add some apple jade in medium, which is like a bluish green, and just that slightly larger size. I think that looks pretty. This is one of my favorite colors. And then for the confetti part for this one, I thought I was gonna go with aventurine green, which is like a sparkly green, but now that I've done that apple jade, I feel like this is just too yellow green. Let me see what else I have. Pink? That might be nice. It's so hard to work with these bags. I mean, I understand why they send them out in plastic bags, but I want to get like the crunched up pieces already. This says it's opaque, but this is so thin. I wonder if this is going to show up at all. I'm going to add some larger pieces. Alright, let's just see how that's going to turn out. Give it a quick spray. Ooh, some of that confetti flew off because it's so thin. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire these tonight. I'm gonna fire these in a partial firing, and then tomorrow I'm going to cut the pieces up and probably fire them on a full firing. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, welcome back. It's the next day. I have my fired little tiles, so I'm just gonna show them to you and talk about them. So this was the dark green translucent one with the red reactive bigger chunks that did not react with the green, but it also didn't react with the blue either. So I think I'm going to probably add some more to this one. I'm not thrilled with how it turned out. It's just a bit boring for me. So I'll talk about that probably more in a little bit. The next one we have is the gray one. This one is pretty cool. I have it this is just regular white like printer paper, just so we can see some of the details a little bit better. Yeah, a lot of that white frit just disappeared, so you really do have to lay it on super thick to see it at all. Also, like, not my favorite. I think I would like it better like on a white background. That's something that I've been noticing just as I saw these come out of the kiln, that like when it's translucent, it's too subtle. But then once you put it on white or on another color, then you can just see it a bit better. So I do really like that new confetti that I got though, that like pink and green blue one. So I'll definitely be using that again. Next we have, this was the orange one that I used the powdered frit as well as the mica powder and the enamel powder. I think the enamel powder showed up the best, and that does look pretty cool. Again, this is one that I think I'm gonna have to put on top of another color when I refire. Then we have the bronze ones, which I really do enjoy the apple jade color with the bronze. I think that's a really pretty sort of sophisticated color palette. So I am pretty happy with this. Again, I think it'll just have to go on an opaque color. I have a lot of translucents and I like opaques better, I think. So here's that blue, which, surprise, surprise, I like the best because it was started on that opaque blue. With the vanilla, which had the reaction here. That's why it's darker on the edges and then lighter in the middle. I think this looks pretty cool. Let me see if I can zoom in on this here. The confetti almost looks like it reacted with the vanilla too. There's like a darker edge around it. I think that looks really cool. So I'll have to play around with that some more, but I like that one a lot. And then I wanted to show you as well, I had made a couple more before I filmed yesterday. So this was another one that was started on opaque green, like this one. And then I think this one's my favorite, where it was the confetti and some frit on top of white. And I definitely think that's my favorite one. So those are the pieces, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start kind of chopping these up. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with this orange one. So I think I'm going to, and this sounds kind of crazy, putting orange on top of blue, but I'm hoping that it just works the way I think it's going to. Like I don't really love the orange. I don't really want it to be orange anymore. And I'm hoping that this just like tones it down so that instead of being this bright orange that you see here with the translucent, that's just kind of this, you know, dark sort of red orange color. I don't know. We are just experimenting. So since I have to match these up, I think I am just going to go score these over on the straight edge cutter I have, just to be a little bit more accurate than what I've been doing. So these I think are still a bit boring for me, so I think I'm going to add a little bit of frit on top. This is Alpine blue, which is the same blue that I used as the back, and this is in the size medium. So I'm just going to add like, I don't know, a couple little pieces on top. Okay, so next I'm going to work on, this is the one that had the red reactive color that didn't work. So I'm going to add some more blue on top that will maybe give more of a reaction. So then for this bronze one, maybe this one too, maybe for all of the rest of them, I'm gonna put them on top of white, and then maybe add a little bit more on top. Haven't quite decided yet. So I think I'm just going to call it there. This one is the same exact as this one and also pretty close to the other one I have here. So I think I'm okay with just experimenting with these and the ones that I already have. So I'm going to fire these all on a full fire, a full smooth fire, and I will get them out of the kiln tomorrow and probably turn some into jewelry, and then I'll show you guys what I came up with. See you then! Alright guys, welcome back. It is the following day. Like I said, I have assembled a lot of those pieces into jewelry. So, start with some bracelets. I really love how this, I guess, pattern that I made turned out. This, it was the blue with the vanilla frit and then some of the confetti on top as well. I think that's a really cool effect. Let me just bring it in even closer. I just really love all that detail. I think it's like pretty organic looking. So yeah, really happy with how that turned out. That was the first one. And this one is that orange color that I ended up backing with the same blue actually as the previous bracelet. And I think that turned out pretty well. I mean, it's definitely like darker, less bright than the other one. That's okay though, I think it's a different look. I do like the metallic enamel powder in there. I think maybe I'll try that again on top of a color that's a higher contrast than that orange. I don't know if you can see it sparkle though. It is really pretty. It's subtle, but I also quite like that. Then we have a green one. Green is usually my favorite color. I do like this. I still think I like the first one better though, although this is quite nice. Yeah, again, the detailing here with the confetti sort of like wrinkling and having all that mottled variation. I just think it's just a nice effect. A couple more. So this was the translucent dark green that I was trying to use the red reactive color on that didn't react the first go round. It does look, you can see it here, this like little red outline. I think that going forward, I think I might make dots out of that frit that I have and use it in a specific project. But I think if I want to use like the red reactive glass in the way that I'm wanting it to work, I just need to get sheets of it. I think the frit isn't quite doing what I'd like it to be doing. Although this is also a pretty cool piece of jewelry. Here we have another one of my favorites. This one is really nice with those pastel colors. I don't typically go for this like color palette, but it's just something about, especially like this one, I think is so cool. It's really pretty. It's sort of like Eastery colors or summer colors, sort of beachy, quite like that. And then for some of the, tangled, for some of the larger pieces that I made pendants. So I just drilled a hole in the top and then attached a bail and put it on a chain. So this is, again, that first one I was talking about with the blue and the vanilla. Really, really enjoy how that turned out. Let's see. This one, this sheet that I made, I don't love how they turned out, but that's okay. All part of the learning process. I still get a really pretty pendant out of it. So that one. And more of that Easter pastel type glass. This one also is that same color, just slightly smaller. Just trying to focus here. Something about that I really, really like. Maybe because it looks like a little Easter egg, that shape. It's cute. Oops. A green one to go with a green bracelet. I don't know if this is focusing. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in on each of them so you can see the details. I really like this one. And then the last pendant that I've turned into a necklace is, oh, again, that same color. I guess you can tell that I really, really wanted to turn those all into necklaces. So those were the necklaces that I made. Get these out of the way. Okay, and next up I have some rings that I made as well. So we have a couple in that same sort of Eastery color, a couple different shapes. They have like the sort of oval this way and oval this way, a little circle. These findings that I have these attached to, the pad that actually the glass gets adhered to is pretty small on these. So I'm gonna have to do some pretty vigorous product testing before I go ahead and sell these, just to make sure that that's not too small of an area to be adhered to. The adhesive that I've used isn't fully cured yet, so I'm not gonna, try to pull it apart because it's not fully cured yet, so it might actually come apart. But I thought that those turned out really, really nice. And then I have a green one as well, which I quite enjoy. I like sort of the longer look of that. Although I guess I could have put it the other way as well, but I have a couple more. Maybe I'll do the next one. And then this was sort of an experiment. So you can see here I have one of those extra long rectangle pieces, and I attached 2 rings to it. So let's see how that looks. So that's pretty cool. Again, I'll have to do some wear testing just to see if these little ring bases hold up, but I hope they do because I think that's quite unique and pretty cool. Alright, so that is the jewelry that I made with my little sort of experimental sheets there. I really enjoy this process and sort of making my own sheets of glass, just because within fused glass, there's only so many colors that exist. It's not like if you're painting or if you're a digital artist, then you just have, an infinite color palette to work from. So I do find that slightly limiting sometimes. So I feel like this is a way where you can sort of expand your palette, make different patterns of glass that don't already exist, and I think it just makes the work a little bit more unique. I've also sort of done this process and then cut up the pieces to use in like a different project, not just jewelry. So you can do that as well. So I just thought it would be fun to show you guys some experiments. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do put out a new video every Friday, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!